They were never a chaotic mob. The Aztec armies were organized, drilled, and strategically minded long before Europeans arrived. This is not a romantic revision. It is a tactical reassessment grounded in how they fought, the tools they used, and the psychology they wielded. By 1519, the Triple Alliance commanded disciplined units, complex logistics, and leadership structures comparable to contemporary European levies. Their signature weapon, the macuahuitl, combined woodcraft and obsidian into a shock weapon that demanded respect on the battlefield. Beyond steel and stone, psychological warfare was central: spectacle, ritualized ferocity, and the deliberate capture of opponents for ritual and morale. To understand the clash with Spain, we must first see Aztec forces as a coherent military system with doctrine and intent. Aztec military life was institutionalized. Schools trained youth in weapons, discipline, and the tactical arts from adolescence onward. Units were organized by rank and function: shock troops, skirmishers, reserves, and units specialized in capturing rather than killing. Commanders used relay communication, visual signals, and prearranged maneuvers to coordinate large-scale actions with surprising efficiency. Logistics mattered. Food stores, conscript rotations, and regional levies allowed sustained campaigns rather than one-off raids. Intelligence was local and intimate. Scouts, allied subject states, and diplomatic channels fed commanders timely tactical information. This organizational depth is the first key to reframing. The Aztec war machine was capable of complex, coordinated operations. On the field, tactics favor mobility and controlled aggression, pinning actions, flanking maneuvers, and deliberate captures to break enemy morale. Formations were adaptable. Tight shock lines wielded macuahuitl for brutal close combat, while loose screens harassed and probed enemy weaknesses. Psychological operations were deliberate: display, war cries, captured standards, and ritual acts designed to intimidate and disorient opponents. They specialized in selective capture, weakening leadership and morale among enemies while replenishing their own ranks with conscripted knowledge. Terrain exploitation was central. Marshes, causeways, and urban choke points were weaponized against cavalry and heavy formations. When combined, mobility, ritualized violence, and terrain mastery produced a force that fought by design, not by fury alone. Spanish advantages were undeniable: steel armor, horses as shock platforms, and cannons that shattered formations at range. Yet firearms were limited, slow to reload, inaccurate at distance, and vulnerable to terrain and concealment tactics. Cavalry dominated open plains, but on causeways, canals, and in dense city streets, forces lost advantage and became larger targets. A strategic Aztec response could have included anti-cavalry obstacles, staggered formations to absorb artillery, and mobile shelters for crews. Night operations, rapid dispersal, and targeted raids on artillery crews exploit the known weaknesses of early modern firearms and cannon crews. Imagine coordinated sieges to isolate cannon, deprive cavalry of forage, and force Spanish units into terrain of Aztec choosing. Counterfactuals are not certainties, but disciplined adaptation could have blunted Spanish advantages and prolonged resistance significantly. The macuahuitl and close combat expertise remained lethal in confined spaces and could be decisive when combined with terrain denial. Psychological operations, ritual spectacle, and targeted captures could unnerve unfamiliar Spanish contingents, creating tactical openings. History favored the combination of alliances, disease, and strategic missteps. But military competence on the Aztec side was real and sophisticated. Reframing this clash teaches us to recognize non-European military sophistication and to evaluate encounters on tactical terms, not stereotypes. The true lesson is this: respect the logic of the opponent. When we do, history becomes a richer study of adaptation, ingenuity, and human agency.